There's a lot of sayings that Pakatan failed to do anything for the community in the state it ruled, especially Selangor and Penang. What's your comment? What's your take on this?
I think there are two kinds of things lah. I think what has Pakatan has achieved is on the surface they've given a lot of monies to the schools, they've given monies to temples and all that. But I think the issues which the BN is trying to talk about is about land titles and all that. But again, if you look at 55 years of BN rule, nothing was done. So I think it's very unfair to question Pakatan in the 4 years. I think what Pakatan has done more in the 4 years of what BN has done in the last 55 years. So in like giving money to temples and schools and all that, it's actually, for me, it's really does not solve problems, because it's very handouts and all that are just gimmicks, you see. Real issues like making all Tamil school fully government aided school. But that is a federal ruling, that needs to be done. Making laws that plantation workers are being taken care of. But that again, talking about plantation thing, the biggest owners of plantations are Sam Dabi, which is a fully government linked company. So in that sense, the government can do actually much more for the plantation community. I think this is not being done. So at the end of the day, you cannot blame the Pakatan. I think you have to look at what BN is doing.
Okay, and who do you think will win the next general election and why?
You see, I think if you go to any urban places, you see people are talking about opposition going to win easy. But the way Malaysian electoral rolls are divided, a lot of seats are concentrated in rural areas, almost 65% to 70%. So that is how the BN government has manipulated borders, That means in a place like Kuala Lumpur with a huge population, you have a very few seats, whereas in a place which are scarce, you have more seats, you see. But even with that, I think the trends are changing. It's going to be a very, very close fight, and I think that the mood of the Raya is for a change. It's now or never.
Okay. What would be your advice to Indian voters?
I think Indian voters, all voters. I think one is very important is, as long in any country in the world, in a democratic system, government must change. There must be competition. Only when government changes, then you can compare. And I think that I would hope that they would give the opposition a chance. And if opposition does badly, chuck them out the following election. So I think this is something which is, a lot of people say that, if you vote opposition, you lose. But the states which opposition has won, nothing happened. I mean, in the sense that no, there was no chaos or what. Things are okay. Everything's happening as normal. So in that sense, you should give the opposition a chance.
Okay. Besides this, why hasn't PSM joined the Pakatan formally?
No, actually, PSM has actually informed Pakatan our desire to join Pakatan. We're basically waiting for Pakatan to give us a response.
Okay. So, why do you think racial and religious issues are being played to the hilt nowadays? You see a lot of these Allah issues and so on. Do you think it is moved politically, and why do you think racial and religious issues are being pulled?
I think in Malaysia, the population can be divided historically by, the Barisan Alternative, the former alternative group, broke away because of the Islamic State issue. So every time the issue of race and religion is used to divide the opposition. But what is very different today, which I think UMNO doesn't realize, is UMNO is seen as the racist party, not PAS. Historically, PAS is seen as a racist party. And what is happening is, UMNO for the first time going into an election with the non-Muslim as members.
Okay.
Because the Dewan penyokong PAS has been turned into Dewan Muslimat bukan Islam. That means they have voting rights. So first time in history, in Islamic party history, you have non-Islamic party members who are part of the party, which means PAS can never push for very radical Islamic fundamental conservative stand. They can't do that anymore because they will lose this group of people, you know. So I think that is why PAS is gaining, is seen as now a moderate party, a moderate Islamic party, and UMNO, with its links with Perkasa and its use of Utusan Malaysia to propagate its agenda, seems to be the more extreme party, the more radical party.
Mahathir is calling for RCI on immigrants given citizenship recently, the issue recently.
See, the
What's your take on that?
whole question about the Royal Commission. See, one thing good about Royal Commission is it's supposed to be independent. But if you look at, for me, the last two Royal Commission, the Royal Commission on Police, which was under Badawi, they have still today not implemented the recommendation of the Royal Commission. You had the Adi Nagapan Royal Commission on the local government election in the 60s, which calls for local government elections. Even today, local government elections are not being implemented. So calling, I think Mahathir is just trying to divert the issue by asking. Normally, the opposition will call for a Royal Commission of Inquiry, so he's calling for it, and I think, and he wants to show that he's got nothing to worry and all that. You know? I think he's quite desperate. He needs to buy time. Because to form a Royal Commission on Inquiry, it takes at least about 2 months. By then, election should be over. Yeah.
Okay. And Jelapang State seat, yeah, have PSM and DAP resolved issue on who's gonna be in the seat? And
we are still haven't resolved the matter. We both agree that there should not be a three-corner fight.
okay.
But also, you know, it's a difficult argument because for DAP, they won the seat the last time. For PSM, there's the only state seat out of the 59 state seats we are asking. There's only one seat in. They're only asking for one seat, is it?
Okay.
Which we contested the last election, and which DAP won, but the candidate jumped party. So we are even asking DAP to perhaps give us the seat for one term, and then the next year we give it back. Is it? So there's some negotiation going along that way, you know. What we know last is that on the Jelapang seat, they're asking the National Pakatan Rakyat to resolve the issue.
Okay.
And we are actually in negotiation, ongoing negotiation with the National Pakatan Rakyat. I think this coming election is a very crucial election for the country, you know, because I think for the first time, both parties. This is, I think, the first time where the ruling party is kept postponing the date of election. So I think that whatever happens, I think the Rakyat should be very vigilant, especially in monitoring the election, as well as protesting in case the election is there is a fraud or mass level of rigging during the election. Because the history of Southeast Asia has shown there is no election when there's a change of government, it is never peaceful. So we hope that it will be peaceful here, but again we have to expect for the whatever scenario we have to deal with it.